My beloved brothers and sisters, one of the most difficult things we face in life is waiting. Waiting for a prayer to be answered, waiting for relief from hardship, waiting for clarity, for justice, for love, for progress. And in those moments of delay, Shaitan whispers, maybe Allah doesn't hear you. Maybe your dua isn't working. Maybe it's too late. But I want to remind you today with full confidence, Allah's timing is perfect. Always. Allah is never early and He is never late. He acts at the precise moment that is best for you, even if you don't understand it right now. You see, we often make dua and expect results instantly. But Allah, in His wisdom, knows when the time is right. Sometimes the delay is protection. Sometimes it's preparation. Sometimes it's a test of patience. But it is never punishment if you are turning to Him sincerely. Think about it. When you plant a seed, do you expect it to bear fruit overnight? No. You water it, you care for it, and you trust that it will grow in its own time. The same applies to your dua. Just because you don't see immediate results doesn't mean nothing is happening. The roots are growing. The soil is being prepared. The rain is on its way. He is closer to you than your jugular vein. He hears your every whisper, even the ones you don't say out loud. He sees the tears you cry in the darkness, and He knows exactly when to send the help, the healing, the answer, not a moment too soon, not a moment too late. The problem is, we often attach ourselves to our timeline, not His. We want things by next week, by next month, by a certain date. And when that doesn't happen, we panic. But the believer knows Allah's knowledge is infinite. He sees what we cannot. Maybe that job wasn't good for your deen. Maybe that relationship would have brought more harm than good. Maybe that delay is what is teaching you sabr, humility, and closeness to Him. So don't rush the qadr of Allah. Don't say, why not yet? Say, Ya Allah, whenever you know it's best. That shift in mindset brings peace to the heart. It calms the restlessness. It allows you to carry on with your day, knowing that your Rabb is taking care of your affairs, even the ones you don't understand. Look at the story of Prophet Yusuf. He was wrongfully thrown into a well, sold as a slave, imprisoned unjustly. And yet, at every step, Allah was unfolding a greater plan. If he had not been in the prison, he would never have entered the palace. If he had not faced hardship, he would never have been in a position to save an entire nation. That's divine timing. And the same applies to you. Whatever you're waiting for, be it healing, marriage, children, success, peace, know that if Allah has written it for you, it will come to you. And if He hasn't, then He has written something better. Either way, you don't lose. You only need to remain patient, keep making dua, and trust His wisdom. The Prophet said, know that what has passed you by was never going to befall you, and what has befallen you was never going to miss you. So breathe, relax, stop carrying the weight of the unseen. You were not created to control the future. You were created to worship, to trust, and to submit. Do your part, pray, strive, hope, and leave the rest to the one who never fails. And when that moment does arrive, when your heart finally gets what it waited for, you'll look back and say, Subhanallah, now I understand why it didn't happen sooner. Because Allah's plan was always better than yours. His timing was always more perfect than you could have imagined. So, my brothers and sisters, trust Him, wait for Him, and in the meantime, don't forget to live, to serve, to be grateful, because even the waiting period is filled with His mercy, and those who trust His timing will never be disappointed. One of the most comforting truths in the life of a believer is this: Allah never delays anything without wisdom. There is no pause in your life that is random. There is no unanswered dua that is forgotten. Every delay, every redirection, every moment of waiting comes from the one whose knowledge is complete, whose mercy is vast, and whose timing is always perfect. We often plan our lives down to the smallest detail. We have timelines in our minds. By this age, I'll be married. By this year, I'll have a better job. By this time, my problem will be solved. And when things don't go according to that plan, we become restless. We start to feel like we've been left behind. We begin to question why things are taking so long. But we must remember, our timing is based on limited knowledge. Allah's timing is based on infinite wisdom. He knows what is good for you and when it is good for you. Sometimes what we think we're ready for would actually harm us if it came too early. And sometimes what we see as a delay is actually a divine protection. You may not understand it now, but one day you will look back and say, Alhamdulillah, it didn't happen when I wanted it to. Think of the dua you've been making. Maybe you've been asking for relief, for marriage, for children, for forgiveness, for healing, and it hasn't come yet. That delay does not mean rejection. It simply means the time that Allah knows is best has not yet arrived. He is preparing the situation, preparing your heart, and preparing the path. Because when it comes, it will be better than anything you could have planned for yourself. Look at the stories in the Quran. Qur'anus. Look at the life of the prophets. Did Yusuf want to be thrown into a well? Did he plan to be separated from his father for years? Did he ask to be unjustly imprisoned? No. But through that long and painful delay, Allah was setting the stage for him to become a leader, to reunite with his family in the most beautiful way, and to be honored in both worlds. The delay was not a denial, it was a divine arrangement. For good and all, Allah delayed the delay. He wanted the delay to appear the rainbow of His inner Khan. The delay was the divine arrangement. By being honored in both worlds, the delay was not a denial, it was a divine arrangement. By being honored in both worlds, the divine arrangement. By being honored in both, you and I are the same. We may not see the wisdom now, but if we remain patient, continue making dua, and trust in Allah, the day will come when everything makes sense. You'll realize that what didn't happen wasn't meant to be, and what came at the right time was so much better than what you had imagined. This is why it's so important not to rush the plan of Allah. He is the one who created time. He knows the unseen. He sees what is ahead of you, while you only see what's in front of you. You might think getting something right now will make you happy, but Allah knows if it will truly benefit your heart, your iman, and your akhirah. And even while you're waiting, don't think nothing is happening. That waiting period is filled with opportunities for growth. Your patience, your prayers, your tears, your trust in Allah during that time are all being recorded. None of it is wasted. Every second, is part of your journey. Allah uses the waiting season to build your character, your strength, and your closeness to Him. So instead of saying, "Why is this taking so long?" say, "Ya Allah, I trust you. I know you will give me what is best at the right time." That mindset doesn't just give you peace, it increases your connection with your Lord. It teaches you reliance, it teaches you gratitude even before the blessing arrives. When you understand that Allah never delays without wisdom, you stop comparing your timeline with others, you stop chasing things with desperation, you stop questioning your worth based on how quickly your du'as are answered. Instead, you find comfort in knowing that your Rabb is in full control and that His plan will always be more beautiful than your own. So my dear brothers and sisters, hold on to that truth. Remind yourself every day, Allah has not forgotten me. He is not punishing me. He is preparing something greater than I can imagine. His delay is a mercy. His plan is better than mine. And when the time is right, everything will fall into place in a way that brings peace to my heart and light to my soul. Trust His timing. It is never wrong. Ask ChatGPT. Sometimes in life, you reach a point where everything seems still. You've been making dua, you've been trying, you've been striving, but nothing seems to move. It feels like a pause, like life has pressed the hold button on your dreams, your goals, your healing, your answers. And in that silence, Shaitan whispers, "Nothing is happening. You've been forgotten. Maybe this is it." But the reality is far from that. That pause you feel now is not the end. It's often the preparation for something far greater ahead. Allah does not delay your progress without reason. When things seem to be at a standstill, when doors aren't opening, when life feels slow and uncertain, remember, it may be your season of preparation. Just like a seed beneath the soil, not visible to the eye, but slowly growing roots, strengthening, stabilizing, so are you. Allah is preparing your heart, your character, your surroundings for what is coming next. And what is coming is always worth the wait, if it's from Him. Sometimes what you are asking for is good, but you are not ready for it yet. And Allah knows that if He gives it to you too soon, it may harm you more than benefit you. So He holds it back, not to punish, but to protect. You might not understand now, but later, when you look back, you'll say, "Subhanallah, if it had come earlier, I wouldn't have been able to handle it." Think of the life of Prophet Musa. Before he became the one who would lead Bani Israel, he spent years in exile, away from the people, in what seemed like isolation. But that time wasn't wasted. It was his preparation. It was during those quiet, hidden years that Allah was shaping his character, strengthening his patience, and preparing him for the mission ahead. The delay was necessary, and the same applies to us. You may feel stuck right now, like your career isn't moving, or your marriage hasn't come, or your health hasn't returned, or your efforts aren't bearing fruit. But don't lose hope. That pause may be your training ground, a place where Allah is refining you, teaching you resilience, maturing your dua, deepening your tawakkul, cleaning your heart, and connecting you to Him on a level you've never known before. Because let's be honest, some of our strongest faith is built in our quiet seasons, when we have no answers, no guarantees, and yet we choose to say, Ya Allah, I trust you. That's a powerful kind of iman. That's the preparation Allah loves. That's the soul that's being polished to receive something far greater than what it originally asked for. But the challenge is staying patient in the pause. We live in a world that glorifies speed, fast results, instant success, immediate gratification. But Allah's way is different. He works through wisdom, not urgency. What is written for you will come, not a second too early or too late. But while you wait, don't just sit and do nothing. Use this time. Build your connection with the Quran. Fix your salah. Serve others. Strengthen your dua. Work on your character. Because when the next chapter of your life opens, you'll need those strengths. And remember, even the pause is a part of your journey. It's not wasted time. It's not time off. It's time in which Allah is closest to you, watching your response, your patience, your perseverance, every tear you shed, every silent prayer, every moment you resist complaining. It's all being recorded, and it's all building you. So if life feels slow right now, if you feel like you're waiting longer than you expected, don't panic. Don't despair. Don't believe the lie that nothing is happening. Behind the scenes, Allah is setting everything in place. When He opens the door, it will be the right door, at the right time, with the right blessings, and you'll realize it was worth every second of the wait. Trust Him during the pause. It's not emptiness, it's preparation. And what He prepares, He perfects. One of the biggest struggles we face as human beings is the urge to worry. We worry about our future, our family, our health, our wealth, our goals, and even our past. We spend sleepless nights thinking about what might go wrong. We stress about what hasn't happened yet. We try to control the outcomes of things that are already in the hands of Allah. But the truth is simple. Worrying doesn't speed up the qadrar of Allah. It never has and it never will. What moves things in your favor is patience and prayer. You see, qadrar, divine decree, is not something we can push, pause, or manipulate. It is written by the one who knows all things from before we were even born. And yet, when we face difficulty or delay, our first reaction is often panic. We start thinking, what if this never works out? Or what if I fail? Or what if I lose everything? But pause and ask yourself, has worrying ever changed the outcome of a situation? Did stress ever fix a problem before it was meant to be fixed? The reality is that worrying only drains your energy. It clouds your mind. It weakens your spirit. It distances you from peace. But when you replace worry with dua, you shift your burden to the one who can actually carry it. When you replace anxiety with patience, you strengthen your soul. That's the way of the believer. Not to live free from struggle, but to handle struggle with faith. Allah never asked us to understand everything He does. He only asked us to trust Him. That means when the road is unclear, you still walk forward. When the delay seems endless, you still make dua. When the hardship tightens around you, you still say, Ya Allah, I know you are with me. That is sabr. And that is what brings the mercy of Allah closer. Not your panic, not your fear, but your trust. Remember, patience is not weakness. Patience is strength. Allah ameda passe. Allah ameda passe. Passe ameda passive. It takes a strong heart to wait calmly when the world is telling you to worry. It takes strength to stand in prayer, raise your hands and say, I leave it to you, O Allah. Even when your heart is breaking, that strength is not from you, it's from Allah. And the more you seek Him in those moments, the stronger He makes you. Worry comes from trying to control what you were never meant to control. Your job is not to control outcomes. Your job is to submit, to trust, to try your best, and leave the rest to the one who never makes mistakes. The Prophet said, know that if the whole nation were to gather to benefit you with something, they would not benefit you except with what Allah has already written for you. So what are we chasing? Why are we so restless? What is written will reach you, and what is not written never will. So what is written will reach you, and what is not written never will. When you truly understand that, you stop rushing, you stop comparing your timeline with others, you stop panicking over what hasn't come yet. You start focusing on what you can do today, turning to Allah, making sincere dua, being grateful, showing patience, doing your best. These are the things that actually move you forward, not stress. And even in hardship, remember that Allah has promised ease. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. Not after, with. That means while you are struggling, there is ease already surrounding you, if you look for it. It might be in the form of a kind word, a silent prayer, a lesson, or a hidden blessing. But you'll only notice it if you stop panicking and start reflecting. So the next time your heart begins to worry, remind yourself, worrying won't change anything, but my sabr might, my prayer might, my trust in Allah definitely will. And if I continue walking this path with faith, what is written for me will arrive at the perfect time, in the perfect way, by the one who knows what's best. Let go of the burden of control. Hold on to the rope of patience. Stand firm in prayer. Speak good to yourself. Say, I don't know how, but I know who. And that is enough. Say, I don't know how, but I know who. And that is enough, because what is written for you is on its way, not when you panic, but when you place your full trust in Allah. We live in a world obsessed with time, timelines, deadlines, milestones. We taught from an early age to measure success by age, progress by comparison, and value by speed, but life doesn't always follow the timeline we imagined. You may have planned to be married by now, or to be financially stable, or to be healed, or to have achieved a certain dream. And when things don't happen according to that plan, your heart starts to panic. Supporters, the argument starts to panic the person. Your heart has 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 to, doubt creeps in. You begin to ask, why is it taking so long? Has Allah forgotten me? But the truth is, peace comes when you surrender the timeline to the one who sees what you cannot. You see, our sight is limited. We only see what's in front of us. We judge by the present. But Allah sees the full picture, your past, your now, and your future. He knows what you're not ready for, what needs to change first, what danger lies ahead, and what blessing is still being prepared. Allah keeps us in peace. So when He delays something, it's not to harm you, it's to protect you, to mature you, to align your life with what is best, not just what is fast. We are in a rush, but Allah is never late. He is never early. His timing is always perfect. But in order to experience the peace of that perfection, you must be willing to let go of your calendar and trust His. Because when you constantly compare your journey to others or panic when things don't happen fast enough, you rob yourself of the tranquility that comes from trusting your Lord. The Prophet went through years of hardship before victory came. Years of isolation, pain, migration, and loss, but never once did he say, "Why hasn't it happened yet?" Because he knew that victory doesn't come according to our clock. It comes when the soul is ready, when the lesson is learned, when the conditions are right. That applies to you and me just the same. Sometimes the wait is long because what you're asking for is great, and great things take time. You don't build a strong foundation overnight. Allah may be strengthening your character, increasing your patience, softening your heart, or drawing you closer to Him in the delay. Because if the blessing came before the preparation, it may destroy you instead of benefit you. So surrender. That doesn't mean you give up or stop making dua. No, it means you keep trying, keep hoping, keep praying, but you no longer set the clock against your Rabb. You no longer say, by next year I must have this. You say, Ya Allah, whenever you know it's best. And that surrender brings a deep, quiet peace into your heart. It's the kind of peace that allows you to smile even when things are uncertain, to rest even when the answer hasn't come, to be content even when others seem to be moving ahead. Why? Because you've placed your trust not in the timing, but in the one who controls it. Allah does not forget His servants. He does not leave a sincere dua unanswered, but He gives when the time is right, when the soul is ready, when the blessing will be a gift, when the soul hears a gift, not a burden. So don't measure His love for you by how fast things happen. Measure it by how closely He's holding your heart, even when nothing seems to be changing. And when that moment finally comes, when the answer arrives, the door opens, the ease replaces the hardship, you'll look back and say, Alhamdulillah, it didn't happen earlier. Now I understand why. That is the moment you'll feel the depth of Allah's wisdom, and you'll be grateful for every second you waited. So my dear brothers and sisters, let go of the pressure. Stop measuring your life against other people's timelines. Stop punishing yourself for things beyond your control. Your job is not to plan everything perfectly. Your job is to trust, to worship, and to walk the path with faith. And if you can do that, if you can hand over your timeline to Allah and say, Ya Rab, I surrender my plans to your wisdom, then no matter what comes, your heart will remain at peace. Because you'll know that what is written will never miss you, and what misses you was never meant for you, and that your Lord never makes a mistake.